Hello. I am doing another dev stream today. Today I am going to be working on my roguelike campaign a little bit more. I streamed yesterday going through some balancing stuff, made some notes of what I wanted to improve, and last night I went ahead and did some of those improvements, but today I am going to be hooking up meta progression. So right before this stream I just made the UI for it, and I have a whole bunch of different meta upgrades you can buy to improve your run. But the goal for today is to actually hook them up and make them actually improve your run. So I added these little buttons here. They're just temp tabs, but you can view your upgrades, and there's a whole bunch of different things you can upgrade throughout your run. I added a little cheat so you can just add extra currency, and then you can click these little buttons and you'll get a little upgrade. It shows it's grayed out if you can't afford it, and you can just cheat a bunch more. You can see it comes back. You can upgrade a bunch of them. Even upgrade to max. It'll say it's at max. So you know you can't upgrade it anymore. And so all that's working. The reset upgrades right now just clears them out. It should refund you, but I haven't hooked that up. And yeah, I guess for today, I'm going to be hooking up the actual upgrades, making them affect gameplay. I also need to make it so you can actually earn this meta currency. Right now I just have the cheat button, but I want you to actually earn them from playing matches. And then I also want to improve this UI a little bit just by adding like hover tooltips and things like that. But yeah, those are the goals for today. So I guess what I'll do to start is I'll just start making it grant currency after every match. So I'm going to take a look at the, what is it? It's a data file for, if I take a look at the campaign data, there's match data. And this is, we already have currency for completing each match. But I also want to be able to grant like a meta currency. There's two different kinds of currencies. One being within a run, and then one being the meta currency outside of the run. Now, I want to grant the currency based on difficulty. My goal is that there are difficulty modes for the campaign. Ideally, for completing more matches on harder difficulties, you'll get more currency. And if you do it on easier currencies, you'll get less. So I could either put that on the match data, or probably a better way to do it would just be to put it on the difficulties. So I have a couple different data files here for the different difficulties. Make this a little bit wider here. Things like the name, description, and whatnot. But I am also going to put probably just a list of currency values that you would earn for completing those number of matches. So let's take a look at the code. This is the difficulty data. I'll go ahead and toss in a list of ints. Put a currency earned by match. Now if I refresh this, we should see it pop up. I jotted down some preliminary ones. I go to my design doc. Just a rough outline of what values I might want here, but it's probably going to change. Okay, so for easy, I wanted 1, 3, 5, 10. So completing a run on easy would give you 2 meta upgrades, like 2 of the first rounds of meta upgrades. Whereas completing a round on easy would give you the first meta upgrade and the second, like 2 of the first ones, 1 of a second, but it wouldn't be able to get you a third. Presumably, once you start getting to the third round of meta upgrades, you'd kind of graduate out of the easy difficulty and into the harder difficulties. Which is why here I have 1, 5, 10, 15. So if you made it to round 3, on the middle difficulty, it's roughly equivalent to completing the easy difficulty. Whereas completing the middle difficulty will give you one free, like a full upgrade. And then the harder difficulty, I have 1, 5, 10, 20, 1, 5, 15, 20. I don't know if this is great, but gives you a little bit extra if you're completing on the harder difficulty. I'll probably come back and tweak these later, but that's current preliminary values there. So now I'll hop over to my logic. Actually, I think it's under campaign utils. I have a function here for when you save a match result. And in here, we have logic for when a run is complete with either a victory or a failure, defeat. So here's defeat and here's victory. But I guess either way, we want to grant the currency, so I'll do it after here. Grant meta currency based on how far we got. Okay, so the completed match here, completed match index. Actually, we do only want to do it if the run ended. So if the run status, you can check if it's victory or defeat, but we want to have different logic for each. Just save this for now. Yeah, well, we're going to want that too, but we want to pull the difficulty data. Do I already have the difficulty data here? I should. To get the difficulty data asset. Can you see the game? Sure, yeah, I'll show you. Give me one sec. So if you're interested, it's called Crossfire on Steam. There's a demo available now. So if you want to try it out yourself, you can go check it out, check out the trailer and download it. What I'm working on now is a prototype of a new roguelike mode, a single player campaign roguelike. And it's just a prototype for now. So it's very early. That's kind of what I'm developing. Make this a little bit bigger. Why does this look so good? Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a solo development project I've been working on just by myself as a solo developer for quite a while. 0 viewers. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes, you know. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so the demo, if you want to download it on Steam, you'll see this. It's like a 1v1 or a free-for-all PvP game. But what I'm experimenting with now is actually not that, but a campaign mode where you select a campaign, and this is like a roguelike. They have a bunch of different challenges. And what I'm working on right now is this meta progression upgrade where you can earn currency after the run, or based on how far you get in a run. And then you go through multiple matches and play it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to see more about the gameplay, you can check out the trailer. There's, you know, below the stream, links to the trailer, link to the Steam page, and there's also a Discord. So if you're interested in checking out the like the prototypes, discussing the game, giving feedback or anything, yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that exclamation point Discord. I'm very new to streaming, so I don't really know how to do all that stuff. But right below the stream, which I think you can still see on like mobile and everything, there should be a link there to click for the Discord. I don't even know how to make that exclamation point Discord stuff work. I'm so new to streaming. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. Definitely check out the trailer. Check it out on Steam. Become a mod. I'm not giving out modding stuff right now. Maybe someday. Maybe when I get like more viewers, I'll need more mods. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, in the meantime, what I'm working on is hooking up the meta currency so that you actually gain some more currency after a run. Yeah, it is turn-based. That's the cool thing about the game, is that it's a turn-based game, like a tactics game, like your Fire Emblem, XCOM, Into the Breach, but it's also skill-based because you have to aim your shots and land the shots rather than it being percentage-based or a chance to miss. So, you know, in XCOM or something, you might have a unit that has a 99% chance to hit, and then they still somehow miss, and it becomes really frustrating. But now you actually have to aim your shots, and if you miss, it's on you and your skill. There's a lot of physics-based aspects to it. The maps are designed around it with 3D geometry, so that makes it a really unique kind of game. The fact that it has PvP as well, it has that Worms feel, a lot of that physics-based combat. And now with the roguelike campaign, there should be some really substantial single-player content to sink your teeth into, like form your strategies. So, difficulty, data. So once we get that, we can do the difficulty, data's meta currency earned by match. And just to be careful with this, I'm going to clamp the completed index. I'm just going to do clamped difficulty index. Completed match index, and we want to clamp it between 0 and the difficulties meta currency length. So now once we have that index, we can get this at the index. Somehow, this is very messy looking. Okay. So once we get the currency granted, now we can, but it's a little bit confusing because there are other currencies. So I'm going to rename this meta currency just to distinguish it. So once we get the meta currency, we also have to pull, I don't use the meta currency yet anywhere else here. So up at the top, I'll grab the meta currency or meta progression save file. So that way we can save the earned meta currency after each match into your save file. So for that I have the, oops, I hit caps lock. Game save util, get game save meta progression. Campaign meta progression save, meta progression equals that. So now we pull the old meta, and then down at the bottom when we save the progress. Oh, I do already have that. Okay, never mind. That was a waste. I already had that. Yeah, so then now that I have the meta progression, I can add the meta currency, add the earned meta currency. Meta progression, currency plus equals the granted meta currency. Cool. And that should be it, although I just have it set to victory for now, but I also want to grant it on defeat. The problem is I want to do I'll say victory or defeat. And then I want to do the completed match index -1 for the defeat. Oh wait, also this isn't, I don't want the difficulty index. I want the clamped match index. There we go. The currency earned for the completed match. But if the run status is a defeat, then we actually want to subtract 1 from the match index. Maybe actually we don't even want to do the clamp, to be honest. I think I'll just do a conditional here. So if it's a defeat, we subtract 1 from the match index because you didn't actually complete the match. You lost, so you shouldn't get currency for that match. And then we want to see if the currency match index is less than 0, or really we only want to do the rest of this logic if it's greater than 0. So we only grant currency if a match was completed. If the run ended in defeat, then we don't grant currency for that match. That's why we have a separate index. I'm still worried about it being potentially higher in case, just mistakes. It theoretically shouldn't. But just to be safe, I'll add a little error check. So if that is greater than the currency array that we can use, I'm just going to log an error. Just in case there's a data error sometime in the future, I can catch it. So difficulty that. I gotta do. I'll get our format, difficulty blank. Does not have enough currency, meta currency. Data for match index blank. Got the difficulty name and the match index of currency match index. Sure the completed match falls in the correct bounds. Awesome. So that should theoretically work now. I can test it out real quick. But then I also want to add some UI to the run end screen and make sure that, it visually displays. That would be pretty good. Just waiting on this to refresh real quick. Sure does take a long time to refresh to launch. I think it's because I have, you know, the stream running plus multi-stream and everything. Good timing. About to try out the new build. Well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, is about to go in. So if you want to, like, by all means, you can try it out. I'm currently adding the progression, meta progression. So all of this stuff is not in, but there's a whole bunch of meta progression. You can click these to upgrade them. I have cheats to grant the meta currency and whatnot. But yeah, I just added like 25-ish new items, and they're not in yet, but I was testing them out yesterday, and they seem to be pretty close to being good. So once I get this meta progression stuff in, hopefully today, I'll have the new build up, and then you can test that as well. So the meta progression plus all the new items. I did add a whole bunch of things that buff off of burning. So the burn strategy works a little bit better. And I also added some new archetypes. There's like a death archetype where it's kind of like a death rattle in Hearthstone or something, but when you die, something happens. And so it plays off the kamikaze, it plays off of just having low health. But then also there are other ways to revive your units. There's one really cool item where when the unit dies, their soul pops out and appears somewhere on the map. And if you go pick up the soul, then it revives that unit. But you know, the downside is the soul could appear somewhere out in like danger. And then if you go, yeah, exactly, revives mid-match, plays off that death archetype. So there's some cool stuff. Hopefully, if I can finish this meta upgrade stuff today, then I'll push the build. Death rattle stolen. Yeah, I mean, I get inspiration from a whole bunch of different games. You know, death rattle is a good one. I was trying to think of like, what are some other, you know, is there like a battle cry or something? You show the currency to gain per match. Yeah. So I also changed the way the currency works, which actually, since I'm about to test something, I might as well just click start a new run and show. Yeah, so in the match now, this chest will spawn. So chests spawn during the game. There's one will spawn at the start of a match, and if you pick it up, you'll get currency. Now, if the currency you gain increases the later you go in a run. Wait, 20C not an item? Oh, no, 20C is, the C is like replace the C with like a symbol for some currency looking thing. I know in like Hades, they got these purple things, like purple gems or whatever. The chest would be an item, but it's currency. Yeah, these chests are currency. They're not the meta currency. They're like the run currency. I'm currently, it's like the naming's horrible because I'm just like using placeholder names. I'm thinking the run currency will just be called gold. My one hesitation for calling it gold was because actions previously were using a gold coin. So maybe I'll have to swap the action coin with like something else. I know Mario Rabbids used tickets because they also had coins that were separate. So maybe action points become action tickets, and then currency becomes gold. And then the meta currency, I was thinking could be something more flavorful, something related to critters in some way. I don't exactly know what that would be. If anybody has any ideas, I'm open to the pitches. But yeah, during a run, at the start of the run, you'll get a chest, or it'll spawn on the map, and you pick it up to get currency. But also, it says earn 7 currency round 1 of 3 in the bottom right here. So if you complete the run or complete the match fast enough, you'll get more currency. But there's this time pressure of, can you get the chest and complete the match fast enough while also keeping your units alive? There's like a really big risk reward. So if you play really, really well, and you have like a perfect build, and you just, everything falls into place, you'll get maximum currency. But maybe you overextend and get the chest, but then a unit dies, you'll have to spend gold to revive them. But at least you got the chest, so there's like a good trade-off there. And then there's a whole bunch of items to play around it. Like there's some items that double the amount of currency that you earn. So if like a unit picks up this chest and gets double currency because they have that item, there's other currencies or other items where a unit will revive for free. So you might send them out, get the chest, they die, but then they revive for free, so it's totally fine. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new designs around that. Yeah, the risk-reward metagame. I mean, that's most of games is just playing off of risk-reward, what you can get for it. Okay, so I forget how much currency I had at the start of this. Okay, so I have 10 currency right now, just to test if this works. I go to critter mode. Wait, are you saying easy mode is easy because I just hit the button to skip, or are you actually trying out the demo? Oh, you're in a match? Okay. Okay, so this did work. I have 20 meta currency now. So that worked. Now let me try losing a run. So if I lose on match 3, I should get, how much? I lose. Excuse me. If I lose on match 3, I should get, I'll lose on match 3, I should get 3. This wave has 1 enemy. Was there supposed to be 1? I thought they should be 2. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was going to say, there should be 2, but their health should be a lot lower. I don't think I reduced the number of enemies per wave. I don't know. It's on the button. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to hit play. I don't think I changed the number of units per wave yet. Or if I even want to. Right now it's just health. I know that I plan to do the items change so that they're less powerful. And let's just lose this on purpose. I should gain 3. I should have like 23 currency here. Cool. So that does work. Yeah, on the run info, let's see. On the middle difficulty, they're less likely to miss and have more health. Yeah, no items mid-match. My problem with that was you'd pick up an item and it felt like, yeah, currency to get items in the shop. Like you would pick up an item mid-match and it would be like, okay, I get these 3 options, but essentially I'm just going to sell them for 10 gold because I didn't really want them. So it just felt like you were getting 10 gold anyway. But when you would get an item that was really good, it was a huge amount of value. So the value swings were pretty crazy. And you'd sometimes like pick up an item you didn't want on a unit. Like a unit would be full with 5 items, but then you'd get an item that would be good on another unit, but you were already full, so you'd have to drop something. It kind of felt bad there as well. And picking up rares and legendaries was, again, like a huge amount of currency swing. But I do still drop items on the final match. I don't know, I might remove that, but the idea is there's no reason, there's no like currency in the final match, so I just drop items to try to make that a little bit more interesting. And they're like legendary items, so there is like a good amount of value from it. Just kind of like adds a little bit of spice, a little bit of variety to the final match because you're not getting that extra currency. But yeah, so beast mode, less likely to miss and have more health. And then, oh, I guess I didn't unlock that, but the final one is less time between waves. And I guess I can look, I have it open here. Enemies have more items. So it looks like my original plan was to have the same number of units regardless on the difficulty and just kind of go based on health. But maybe the harder difficulty can add more items or more enemies. I'll have to think about it. But it does feel bad if you get overwhelmed. Like having more than 3 enemies means that you're guaranteed to take damage, or almost guaranteed to take damage when they shoot at you, because you won't be able to take them all out within 1 round. Whereas lower health and keeping it at least 3 means it's possible for you to kill every enemy every wave. So that's my thinking. Okay, so now the meta upgrade currency is hooked up. But what I want to do is display the currency that you earn from like on the run end screen. So I'm going to open that up real quick. Right there, and we can collapse that. Run complete here. So I'm just gonna throw some temporary stuff in here. It's all placeholder UI. Plus 20. See? I don't know. I need to come up with better theming around that meta currency. This is like upgrade currency, 20 plus 20C. Something like that for now. Just a little placeholder. Okay, so this is the run complete panel. I'm going to open up that script. Expose the text here. Does sharpshooter reset per round? Yeah, so everything is match only. Nothing carries over across multiple matches. Meta currency text. Okay, so the logic I added to the where is that? Gotta unpin some of these. Campaign details. I'm gonna make a new helper function here. So get earned meta currency from match. Yeah, it's from match. So we'll take the int for the match index, and then we'll take the run status. And all of this logic that I had. I guess we also need the difficulty. Int for difficulty index. Okay, so I'll just drop that in there. Get the campaign save difficulty index. We get the run status and completed match index. Then all this stuff goes away. Instead of that should just be an int. We still need to add the earned meta currency here. Meta currency equals that. Or I guess this should be earned. Earned meta currency. I shouldn't have cut that. I gotta undo and get that back. There we go. Okay, so now we get the actual currency earned. Just double check that that makes sense. The amount of currency earned from the match in a completed run. Awesome. Now the run complete panel, we can just call into that helper function. So campaign utils, and we need the campaign run save. We got the status, we got the match index. Yeah, and the difficulty that's also in there. So campaign save difficulty index. Yeah. I just want to make sure this is called presumably after the run has already been saved. So does it actually overwrite the run index or the match index? Oh, it does. It writes the new match index. Oh, if the player lost, the run ended in defeat with the current match index, right? Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make sure that we're not overriding it with the new match index. You like that you're also fighting chickens now? Yeah, the way it works is every match, it cycles to a different enemy. So depending on which animal you pick, you fight all the other animals. And The final boss, I'm still kind of debating what it should be, but it's possible that maybe each wave in the final round is a different animal, like a different critter. So it's essentially like, say, you pick the foxes, you fight the fish first, and then the dinosaurs, and then the chickens, and then the final match, wave 1 is the fish, wave 2 is the dinosaurs, wave 3 is the chickens, and then maybe there's like a 4th final wave where there's like a boss character or something. And there's a couple different possibilities. It could be like one of the animals with a crown, and then they're like the boss character that you have to fight. Or maybe it's a shadow version of your own critter. So like if you pick foxes, then you have to fight this shadow fox. If you pick the dinosaurs, you're fighting a shadow dinosaur. But that's like the finale, and then it would end. So that's my current thinking. I'm trying to decide between one of those. Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of going with whatever's cheaper in terms of the possible like final boss type stuff. I'm trying to reuse content as much as possible, being efficient with my usage of like reusing content. Okay, so what was I doing? This is a little bit of a hack for now, but I just don't care enough. When I have a victory, I don't want to increment the match index. I want to keep it at the old match index. So essentially, I want to clamp it to the match count. Okay, good enough. So now here, we calculate the earned currency. I'll just move this to a new line so it doesn't overflow at this. The earned meta currency is there. So update the currency, the earned meta currency text. Oops. Let's see. I want to do just gained blank C, I think, for now at least. And I guess if the currency is 0, it doesn't make sense to say earned 0 currency. So I'll hide the text if it's 0. And there we go. Okay, campaign save does not exist where what is this? Where does campaign save come from? Oh, I didn't actually put this in. It's currently compiling, but it should be good. There we go. Now I just need to hook up this text. Oh, not on campaign panel. On the run complete panel, hook up that text, save it. Let's give it a try. Now, at the end of every game, it should show how much currency you earned. So theoretically, if I lose on the first game, it should show 0. And then beyond that, it should show more. Also, in the meantime, it just occurred to me, I wanted to make it so when you select a campaign, it hides the upgrade, because it's annoying that it doesn't hide it. So, where was that? At the meta upgrade panel. If I go to the new run panel, select run challenge should call hide upgrade panel. Let me check that. Oh man, recompiling the code takes such a long time just for these simple tests. Here we go. Okay, I thought it was ready, but it's not. There we go. Okay, so if I click upgrades and then I click one of these, it hides the upgrades. That's what I wanted. So let's take a look at one of these. Start a run. If I concede on the first game, I should be granted 0. Defeat 0. Nice. So now if I do it again, do one game, and I should see 1 meta currency. First try, first win. Nice, nice. Now you unlock beast mode. So you gotta try on beast mode now. And just a disclaimer, the on beast mode, I haven't actually hooked up the differences between monster mode and beast mode. So beast mode and monster mode are the same thing right now. So it's essentially 2 difficulties. There's just critter and monster. And I still have to make beast mode easier. But yeah, feel free to keep trying on critter mode. It is a lot friendlier. I still feel like maybe the 4th match is a little bit too tough. I know that like you're more experienced with the game now, but for a new player, the 4th match for critter mode might still be a little too challenging. Yeah, open to any feedback on that. Oh, wait, it doesn't show anything here. Why not? Let's see. I take a look at the canvas. Let me see meta currency. Last map is tough, almost lost, but your build wasn't that great. I guess my thought there is like, if you're a new player, your build's probably not going to be great because you probably don't really know what you're doing. So I still want it to not, I want it to not be that tough. So I'll probably still have to make it a bit easier. Because at this point you're an experienced player. So if I made critter mode a little bit harder and moved it up to beast mode and then made critter mode itself easier, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And the meta progression is going to make that different as well, because when you start and you have nothing, like no meta progression, critter will be tough actually. Or it has potential to be tough until you start getting some of those meta upgrades. Now, why did this panel, let me see. I gotta put a breakpoint here. Why did it have 0 meta currency earned? Even though I completed a game. Take a look. Completion status is defeat. Match index is 1, meaning it should have completed 0. And the difficulty is 0. Let's take a step into this function. Difficulty data. I wonder, does that show up? Oh, it doesn't on stream when I hover things. Oh well. So we got easy difficulty. If it's defeat, then the match index goes down, so it becomes 0. Oh, I guess that's the problem, because losing, yeah. It should be greater than or equal to 0. Oops. And there we go. So I'll give that a try. So theoretically, it should work for anything past round 1. Okay, so once this is in, the next thing to do is to actually hook up the meta upgrades and also do a tooltip, like a hover tooltip on those meta upgrades. One of them is the starting health. That one is probably a little bit tougher because it involves some UI changes for the inter-run screens. But maybe I'll start with the item shop, the number of items in the shop. Let's take a look at that. It's called Upgrade Shop. Num upgrades in shop. So if I find all references to this, this is on the match data. So the number of upgrades is that plus get current value for the type of the items. Where is it? Oh, shop slot count. I have to do just cast it to an inch. Love how the eyes watch the bullets. I'm glad that you picked up on stuff like that. Hold on. Value? Yeah, there we go. I'm really glad you noticed stuff like that. That was like when I was designing the characters, that's actually kind of the first thing that I thought of. Like as I was doing character design, which you wouldn't even think, oh cool, it says gain 1 currency, so that worked. For these characters, I looked at some other character designs as potential inspiration. And some of the details, like there's a lot of cute characters that don't really have, like their eyes are 2D or they're just dots. And it's really easy to make really cutesy looking characters with just dot eyes. It's very simplistic and it's easy and whatnot. But one of my motivations was I want the characters to be ultra expressive. I want them to be able to look at things on the map. And the first thing I thought of was like, when a bullet's flying by, I already have the camera, like time slows down to build up anticipation when the bullet's about to hit. So I thought, why doesn't the eye just watch the bullet as it's flying past? And so I designed the whole characters around having eyes that are expressive and can look at things and watch the bullets. And I put a lot of effort into making sure that the eyes were visible in that way. So I'm glad that that's coming through. Hitting them in the nose makes them cross-eyed. Yeah, I guess that's true for... I guess it'd be true for every character except the dinosaur. Or wait, the dinosaur and fish. Or I don't know. I forget exactly. I ran into some difficulty with the fish, for example, like if there are things above, because the fish has eyes on the sides. If they're trying to look at something behind them, Or what was the difficulty? Both of the eyes are looking backwards or forwards. Maybe that wasn't the problem. I forget exactly. But yeah, they can definitely go cross-eyed. The chicken is also naturally slightly more cross-eyed than the others. That's like a little character trait. And the chicken also has, if I zoom in here, behind the scenes on the menu here, the chicken has like a tongue sticking out, which is nice, but then also an eyelid raised, the bottom eyelid raised. So there's like minor differences in some of the characters. I mean, the fox isn't actually, based on perspective, it looks like he's looking through the scope, but then when you look up close, he's not actually looking through the scope. But yeah, the fox has some teeth. Also kind of a little bit of fluff texture on him. Some minor differences. I've been wanting to improve the characters a little bit. Dinosaur has some scars, and of course the teeth as well. And if you get really close, you can see there's a little bit of scales. But yeah, I've been thinking of ways to improve the characters, make them stand out a little bit more. But it's all just ideas right now. Okay, so if I go campaign, upgrades. Real quick, if I go into a run, there should be a set number of items per shop phase. But I just hooked up, theoretically, the meta upgrade will now add an extra item to the shop. So if I win this, I think there's 6 to start. Yeah, so 6 items in the shop. But now if I lose this match, go back and buy that upgrade, there should be 7 items in the shop. Shop items +1. Go to the shop, there should now be 7. And there are not. Okay, why are there not 7? Let's see. The breakpoint, take a look. Oh, it says non-upgrade 7. Oh, it's the... that's probably what it is. It's rolling upgrades before it's... Wait, no, that shouldn't make sense. Yeah, now it has 7. So why didn't it have 7 on the first one? I guess I'll end the run and figure it out. I should add an end run button also. This is annoying. I'll do that a little bit later. Completed match index. Shouldn't make a difference. Oh wow, it actually huh. Okay, so I win this run. Oh, yeah, why? So there's another location? Oh, there is somewhere. There must be 2 locations that get the number of upgrades. That's interesting. There's a reroll function. Now, could I unify these 2 into one? Take the completed match index. Let's see, the other function call is here, or campaign utils here. Yeah, I'm gonna add a util function for this. And with the completed match index here. Does burning stack? If you have rifle and burning, for example. So that was something that I've been considering for a while. Currently, no, they do not. So when you apply burning with like burn ammo, it will apply to like up to 2 stacks. So if they already have 2 stacks, it doesn't really do anything. And if they have 1 stack, it'll bump it up to 2. And in terms of like applying all stacks of burning at once, my goal is to, what I think I'm gonna do is make it so that a shot can stack burning, but each bullet does not stack burning. So if you have the rifle and it shoots 2 bullets, it would not add 4 stacks of burning. It would just add 1, even if both or add the 2 stacks, even if both hit. But if they already had 2 stacks, it would bump it up to 4. So for example, if they had like 3 stacks and you hit them with 2 rifle shots, it would still only bump it up to 5 instead of bumping it up to 7. The reason is if you had something like burning and shotgun and they all hit, or like burning and I don't know, there's a lot of items that shoot multiple bullets, and they're already kind of more powerful because when you buff a bullet damage, it's buffing it on all of the bullets, which starts to make items like the rifle and the shotgun and the spiral ammo like so much more powerful than the other ones that only shoot 1 bullet, like so much more powerful that it's hard to balance around. So that's why I'm thinking of applying things per shot. But if that's not super intuitive, then maybe I should, like I might end up going back on that. But yeah, like if you got a whole bunch of body shots with a shotgun and it applied like 1,000,000 stacks of the same status effect, but maybe you can make a second type of damage over time status effect. What do you mean by that? Like one that stacks and one that doesn't? I mean, I don't really want 2 status effects that almost do the same thing. I think at that point, I would maybe just allow the burn to stack. But it's more of a question of... It's more a question of... like, is it clear that it's per shot versus per bullet? Like, I want burn to stack because I want that to be part of the archetype of, like, you stack a bunch of burn and then deal all the damage at once. So it's like you prime them and then you hit them with the trigger, which then deals a ton of damage. But, so I would like stacking in that regard. But then it's just a question of stacking per shot versus stacking per bullet. What is more clear? Because in terms of balance, I'd prefer it if it was per shot, but in terms of readability, it probably makes more sense that it would be per bullet. Like as another example, other status effects are like float ammo. Says if you get hit, it makes your bullets have reverse gravity on their next shot, right? Now, you could just say that status effect in particular does not stack. Like maybe burn is the only one that does stack. But if float could stack, now suddenly if you get hit with an assault rifle, it's your next 2 shots versus getting hit with a pistol, it's only your next 1 shot. That feels unfair that it's like, oh, I got hit and I just by an assault, just because it was an assault rifle, now I'm hindered for 2 turns instead of just 1. Makes it feel unfortunate. Like you get hit by a shotgun and now suddenly for the rest of your game, all of your shots have reverse gravity. It's like really annoying. Burn is less of a big deal because you're taking half a heart every turn. Yeah, or like if you get shot with freezing ammo, or like paralyzed, you can't shoot for 1 turn, but you get hit by a shotgun and now suddenly you can't shoot for like 5 turns in a row. Makes it really bad. So maybe some of that is just gone with, oh, the paralyzed and the float, they don't stack, but burning does stack, so that's okay. I'll just keep thinking on it, but my current thinking is I'll just do it per shot and not per bullet. And we'll see. Okay, so get shop options. We now get the options. We need to return those. Completed match data. Where did this come from? Oh. Where does the num, for the other one, where does the num upgrades come from? Oh, I pull it from menu data, this completed match index, upgrades and shop. Here we go. Get the number of upgrades in the shop, but then we also add on the meta upgrade. Down here. Okay, so that's the number of upgrades. And then we have something about challenge data. The other, where do we get the challenge data? I guess I could just take that as a parameter. This takes the completed match index and this. Challenge data. Okay, so that should be good. Actually, it is kind of annoying to have the menu data, so this should just be campaign run data, or maybe the match data. Oh, but this also needs completed match index? That's unfortunate. So we got the match data and the match index. Yeah. That's fair. I know that I'm going to be using this function call in a tool in the future, which is why I'm not trying to rely on any singletons here. And now I can call these here. Match data, we have completed match data, and then match index is completed match index. And we have challenge data. So we have the options, we go back to the other call. So the completed match data, well, we have challenge data. We have the match index. And then the completed one is just the matches at the match index like this. Oops. And I'll put these on new lines. I should be able to just clear out the rest of these. Cool. Now that they're in a helper function, that should let me use use shared code. Keep it all a little bit cleaner. If I ever have to update something in the future, it's all in one location. Let me test it out, make sure that works. Here we go. So that works. Theoretically, after this, there should be 8, which would be +1 would be 9. So if I play this, take a look. Kind of funny, the chest spawned in the smoke. Yep, there we go. So with the meta upgrades now, you're getting more per shop. Although I'm thinking I should probably reduce the starting to maybe 4 and 6. Let me open up the, that should be under match data. Campaign matches. Yeah, upgrades in shop 6, drop that to 4. 8, drop that to 6. And now, how many are there total? So I can say +1, +2, +4. So 6 + 4 would be 10. So that would be 2 full rows and then 2 overflow. Maybe that's okay. It'd be nice if it was like a nice even square of items. Maybe +1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would, on the first chop, that would be a nice even square. And then later ones, you'd get a lot more. I'll just add a 3 in here. This one should be 3. I'll do that for now. And maybe I'll change it later. Cool. So back to the challenges or the this data. Is there anything else? Like, what's the next thing I should change? Currency per match. So currency. One currency per match. Oh no, that's something else. Yeah, is it under match data? Currency for completing match. I don't think I'm using that anymore. Yeah, I can delete that one. But currency per round map. I find all references to this. Yeah, get currency earned from round. This is under campaign match data. So we get the currency earned per round, but then we also want to add the meta currency. So that would just be essentially this line, and then swap out the value. Currency earned per match value. There we go. Now I figure that would be displayed on UI as well. So where else is that used? I'll copy this while I'm here. Yeah, the currency earned per round is that. But we also need to add on add the currency earned through meta progression. So currency plus equals this. Oh, did I accidentally hit Control-C at some point? That'd be under Game Manager, or now Currency Campaign Details. Awesome. That's currency earned per match, buffed. And now I want to do currency per chest. Yeah, currency box. Here we go. The currency in the box is assigned when it's created. So I go to where it's created. Currency value in box is equal to the quality. I might actually just move this here. Int currency amount. Just be more explicit about it. So for now, it is the equality, but then we also add the meta progression. So currency value plus equals, or adding on the meta progression. And we pass that through. Cool. So now that should cover the shop slots, the run currency per match, run currency per chest. Now we have reroll cost. This is a little bit tougher because I had already implemented this free reroll system, but I wasn't happy with how it was going. So I'll probably swap that out for this increasing reroll cost change. What this says is the cost of a reroll starts at a specific value and then goes down as you upgrade. I'm actually going to go ahead and open up the game saves. There should be in the run a free rerolls value. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Or instead of getting rid of it, I'll replace it with the num rerolls. This is the number of times the player has rerolled in the current shop phase. So with the number of rerolls, that means there's already going to be some changes here. Instead of free rolls, num rerolls. There we go. So I changed a parameter, which means I need to update this function. Free rerolls per run, I can also delete that. Unneeded. There's a couple other calls here. Okay, if I go back to Unity and refresh, it's going to tell me a bunch of errors that I need to update. I think I just delete this. I have some UI here. I should probably delete it altogether. How long have I been working on the game? I've been working on it on and off for about 6 years, so a very long time. It is a solo game, so I'm the solo developer of it, and I've been working on it in my free time while I had a day job. So, yeah, I mean, 6 years sounds like a long time, but it's also like, you know, a little bit in the evenings, a little bit on the weekends, stuff like that. And yeah, if you're curious, check out below the stream in the description. And I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch, but like below the stream or in the description, there's a link to the Steam page. Check it out, wishlist it. There's a trailer. I have some videos on this YouTube channel as well. Right now, I'm currently working on a meta progression update to a new roguelike game mode that I'm playtesting. And what I'm doing right now is I originally had free rerolls for the shop phase during the roguelike, but I wasn't happy with how it was going. So I'm replacing the free rerolls with a reroll cost that you can upgrade to start free, but then every time you reroll, it starts increasing in price as you go. And so I'm currently stripping out the old free reroll logic, replacing it with this new logic. And part of that is I had a reroll text. We go to the upgrade panels. The free count text, I can go ahead and delete that because I no longer use it, and I want to hide it from the upgrade panel. I'm just going to hide it for now. Cool. And yeah, I'm just stripping it out, so I'm going through and replacing all of the old references with a counter of the number of rerolls. I guess I'll leave that earmarked for later. Okay, so this is when we reroll upgrades. We no longer have this, we have a num rerolls. You like roguelike games? Sounds like I have a good thing going. Wishlisted it. Well, thank you for the wish list. I'd love to show you what I have going right now, but unfortunately my game's not compiling because I'm right in the middle of a refactor. But yeah, if you stick around for a little bit, or you could even like jump around in the streams or check out some of the other videos, see what I have for the roguelike. Yeah, it's really cool. It's you go through a bunch of different matches in a row, you fight enemies and buy synergistic items during the shop phase to make yourself more powerful and get farther and farther in this difficult run. And I think it's a really compelling single player content. Yeah, so I'm just kind of poking away at this meta progression. I think it's going to add a whole extra layer to the mechanics. Like, even if you fail a run, you'll earn some currency and you can make some progress on this roguelike. Yeah, so the number of rerolls is now that. And we're going to add num rerolls plus plus. So that way, yeah, I can even just do +1 here. Idea being that every time you reroll, it increments the count, which will then increase the cost of future rerolls. Okay, the last one to update here is get reroll cost. I need to store somewhere what the incrementing cost of a reroll is. Awesome, yeah, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the wish list again. I really appreciate it. Trying to, you know, get my name out there a little bit, get some eyes on the game. So I super appreciate you stopping by and wish listing. Let's see, the reroll cost. So now we got the initial reroll cost. Comes from meta progression. So if I open up the utils here, I should be able to find, this game save util. I want game or campaign utils. Wish listed on your son's account as well. I mean, I appreciate it. All the numbers help. Every little bit helps. So thank you. Let's see. Why am I not finding this? There we go. Copy this line. It's faster than typing. Hop back over to this. The int initial reroll cost is the reroll cost. So we pull that from the metadata or the meta progression, but then based on the number of rerolls, We add the number of rerolls times some generic cost per reroll price increase. The 1-up power-up? Yeah, so the 1-up is a legendary item from the PvP mode, but I pulled it into the campaign because it plays really well with the death synergy. However, I feel like it's maybe a little bit too weak, so I actually dropped it. Even though it's a legendary, I dropped it from the 3rd shop phase down to the 2nd shop phase, made it a little bit cheaper. So I'm trying that out, but I'm considering maybe just keeping it in the 4th round, so like bumping it up in quality like the other legendaries, and then making it do like a full heal, or maybe you revive with 1 health but you're invincible for a turn. So there's some other ways I can experiment with that. Maybe I'd make 1-up variations that have those additional boosts in power. I'm still thinking about that, but yeah, let me know what you think about the 1-up. Okay, so I want to store, let me do menu data, campaign data. Maybe, Wait, 1-up that reses on the next turn, so like a feign death kind of thing. Kind of funny. Reses on the next turn, it gives me extra damage for a shot. So you res at the start of your, resing at the start of your next turn is really cool. That's a good idea. I'm not sure about the, like, why increase the damage though? Oh, the 1-up being you just revive immediately and they kill you again. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Reviving on next turn. So oh, mix, yeah. Like, if you died and then revived immediately, but you were invincible for a turn, that's kind of equivalent. Well, it's not equivalent. It's better than if you died and then revived next turn. You're just burning. That's funny. But if you like died and revived the same turn and were invincible, then you're alive and you're invincible, so you're guaranteed not to lose. Whereas if you died and then you revived next turn, but then the AI killed all of your other units, you'd actually still get a game over because you're technically dead still. So I like that kind of being a little bit of a weaker item. Like, hey, you'll revive next turn, but then revive immediately with invincibility kind of does like the same thing. It's just better, like better in terms of power level. So I don't know, one of those. But I don't know if it's worth having like the regular 1-up at the same time. I'm not sure. Or if like both of them. Because if you were offered both of those in the shop, I guess one would be potentially more expensive. Like the better, higher quality one would be more expensive. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I'm not sure if I want that many different 1-up items, so I might just pick whatever's the best one and stick with just that one. Okay, where do I get the campaign data? Oh, that should be campaign panel. Campaign game mode data. Oh, that's a game mode. Run data? I think that is what I want. I already do have a reroll cost per match. Maybe regular 1-up is a rare, not a legend. See, that's the... There's like questions there of... I do have the common revive is the one where your soul comes out and then you can pick it up because it's hard to get it. It's like not free, not a free revive. You have to spend actions essentially to revive yourself. So it makes sense. Maybe I have a revive in common, revive in rare, and a revive in legendary. The one I have now could be a rare. Or I take out the one that I have now, or like maybe the one I have now becomes a full heal and that becomes the legendary. But then there's a rare version that's like revive with 1 health, but you're invincible for a turn. I don't know. But I like how it plays off the death synergy combo. Okay, am I using reroll cost? Oh, reroll cost per match. Let's do reroll increase amount. Or reroll cost increase. Cost increase, how about that? I don't know if I'm even using this cost default anywhere. Or the... Oh, I am. But I'm changing this logic. I'm not doing it per match index anymore. The initial reroll cost comes from data. Or maybe I should actually. So there's the reroll cost increase, but I also want to increase dynamically per match. So the later matches give you more, they cost more per reroll. Maybe this should just be a, or maybe it should be in the match data then. Yeah, I'll probably just pull it from the match data. So we have the initial reroll cost, and then we have cost increase. Oops, hit something. Cost increase would be the number of rerolls we've already done times we want the match data. So to get the match data, move that up there. Wonder, do I have the match data already in this file? No, okay. Okay, what's the best way to get the match data? Comes from campaign game mode data. Okay. Matches. Current match index, the cost of a reroll though, at the current match index. I feel like I should do -1 here. Or we get the match index there, and then we do the -1 here. That gives us the match data, and then in the match data, I want to add a new field. Reroll cost increase. So it's the amount that the reroll cost increases per reroll on this match. So now based on the number of rerolls times the cost increase, that is our cost increase. And now we don't need those anymore. We just have the initial cost plus the cost increase. Awesome. Now going back to the editor. I should be able to replace or go through the match data and set up that number. What should the reroll cost be? Okay, if I go data, campaign, matches. Maybe I'll do 5 for the first match, 10 for the second match, and 20 for the third. And if I go back to the meta progression update for upgrades, this reroll cost, I say it starts at 30, which seems absurdly high. To do 20, 10, 0 is also kind of crazy. So I'm actually going to start at 20. Oh, the cost here. Oh, cost is 0, yeah. So then I'll do 20. Maybe 20, 10, 5, 0. The first upgrade makes it very reasonable. Even 20 like feels very high, but we'll see. It's basically your first reroll each shop phase is free, and then it slowly ticks up after that. Okay, for a critter health, that's a lot tougher. I think I'm actually going to delay doing that. I guess I'd put it in the upgrades. Why does doing headshot damage get blocked by armor? The armor is like armor in Hearthstone right now. It's essentially just extra health. So if you were talking about just armor and not the helmet, yeah, armor just adds extra health on top, but it's like non-healable health. Now I did that originally because I wanted to be able to add like essentially temporary hit points that are removed. But now that I also have a way to increase max health, the armor starts to feel kind of like less important. So I wonder if I should be doing something else with the armor, maybe. Because it just kind of feels lame, especially if you equip armor and then in the roguelike specifically, you lose it because you take damage, you actually lose the item and you don't get it back in later rounds. So it feels a lot worse. In the PvP, it was a lot better. So maybe I changed the armor for something else. I'm not entirely sure. Did I already remove the armor? Let me look at the shop upgrade pools. It would be here. Okay, it is in there and it's cheaper. I made it cheaper than the other items. But it's honestly, it's just really bad in the shop. So why would you ever use that over the health increase? And I think the health increase is like a common. So I'm actually going to remove armor. Helmet has some value, blocking a headshot. It's almost like a consumable in a sense. So I might keep helmet for now, but I did remove armor. From the shop at least. Yeah, so for health, I was considering adding... So let me just test what I've currently implemented before I move on. Make sure everything still functions here. So let me launch the game real quick and check it out. Cool. So the reroll here says it's 20. If I click reroll, it goes up 30, so it increases by 10 every time. That's correct. The number of items in the shop seems reasonable. Oh. I have an exception here. Campaign run challenge data is unset, I guess. Be down here. Campaign run challenge data. Yeah, so it is unset. Interesting. So my cheat is broken, that's all. But for now, I just want to skip this match. Take a look. The reroll cost, why does it start at 100? Oh, I'm not clearing out the number of rerolls every match. So let's go back to game, oops. Campaign details, I actually already have it open. The number of rerolls here, I just want to set this to 0 every time I complete a match. So after every game, I will reset the number of rerolls back to 0. Okay, so what was this exception again? It's this. The earned currency... Wait, but that was there before. I guess I never tried. Use this cheat that way before. It's not a big deal. Okay. Oh, I guess it's still carries over. Let me just complete this run real fast. Cheat it complete. So I gained 10C for winning. Continue, go to my upgrades. I should see reroll cost is 20. What do I have? 30? Oh, 32. I would like it better if it was numbers of 5. But Maybe. It is weird to see 32 currency. But everything costs increments of 5. You're going to have some extra left over. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, let's just hop into a run. If I complete this, go back to the shop, it should cost 20 for a reroll. Yes. And then rerolling should cost 25. Good. Yeah, so it starts at 20. Now if I reroll, it should be 30. Yep. And that should be good. Now I'm going to go upgrade my shop and make sure that it's correct. Actually, I can check this currency thing here as well. I pick this up. It's 80. I got 80 gold for that. And I'm going to lose the run on purpose. Gain 3 currency. Back to the upgrades. So if I upgrade the reroll cost, it now costs 10. And currency per chest, I'll upgrade that. So currency per chest should be plus 30 now. Hopefully I get a good spawn where a chest spawns next to me. Not exactly. Yeah. Just end turn. Go grab that chest. I don't care if he shoots me, it's fine. Okay, if I grab this chest now, I think I should be getting 50? Yeah. Okay, so that works. And now if I just cheat to win, the starting cost should be 10 gold. Yeah, 10 for a reroll. And of course, if I reroll, 15. Awesome. Seems like everything's working. I surrender. Gain 1 currency. Upgrades. I have 1. Awesome. So now I have shop items, currency per match, currency per chest, and reroll cost are all done. I think I'm going to skip critter health for now because that's a little bit more challenging. I think so. And I'm going to go ahead and do the discount chance and discount amount. That should be it for the meta. Well, for those, except for critter health. I might remove critter health temporarily. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Go back to the meta progression here. The discount chance starts at 0%, but then goes up to 100%. I might actually make the default 0.25 rather than being 0%. And then drop the price of all these other ones. Because paying 20 currency for just the 100% chance doesn't seem as balanced as like the reroll cost. But I'll be balancing the items and stuff later. With a discount amount of 0. Oh no, of 100. Wait, what? Why would the discount amount? It should definitely start at something less than 100. That's very silly. If the discount amount is 0%, then what's the point of having a discount chance? So that definitely needs to change. So, oops. We got 10% off is the default. Maybe we'll do 85, 70. %15 off, 30% off. Something like that. Okay. It's slightly better. Now let's hook that up. So discounted item on sale. What did I call it? Let's roll items for enemies, roll items for unit, roll draft items. Where was it? Campaign utils. Get shop options. There we go. Yeah, select one item to be on sale. So first, this is where we'll check. Because roll to see if an item should be on sale. So 0 to 1. And then if the, I guess we need the discount chance is from the meta progression. So I need to pull that from the meta progression data. Which is here. We're not casting it to an int. And instead of slot count, this is discount chance. We grab the discount chance. If our discount chance roll is greater than discount chance, then we pick a discount. Just to double check, the discount chance yeah, so if it's a 10% chance, it needs to be higher than 0.9. That makes sense. So the roll needs to be higher than the discount chance. Cool. Select one upgrade to be on sale. I'll make this -1 by default. Then we set it to a random value in the range of the number of upgrades. Okay, so we pick an index, discounted index, if our roll, if we have rolled and we determined that we need a discounted item. But now we also want to roll for the price, or not. I guess it's not a roll. It's just the discounted amount is a fixed price. Random cost divided by 2. Yeah. Get the discount amount from meta progression. Okay. And this is still afloat. Just the discount amount. And just to double check, the discount amount is the discount chance was actually 0.25. So I think I actually want this to be less than, not greater than. But the discount amount is something you multiply by. So instead of dividing by 2, you multiply by the discount amount. So that times that. We'll floor to int that multiplication. And we'll discount the item. Cool. I don't really want to have there be multiple discounted items, but for now, there's just one. Let's take a look. Here we go, upgrades. So the discount chance is 25%. Discount amount is only 10% off. Hop into a run. I press a button to skip. In the shop, I'm going to hit reroll a bunch of times. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. I mean, it seems high, but not terrible. Small chance of having them on sale. Maybe I should default to 10%. Streaming 2 days in a row. Well, thank you for joining. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having fun with it, and I'm getting work done, so I figured why not. Right now I'm hooking up meta progression. So one thing I just changed and I'm testing out right now is this on sale chance and the on sale percentage are now tied to meta progression. So as you play runs, you earn meta progression, which then improves you, like your power level for future runs. Having an on sale item is now tied to a percent chance. So the default is 25%. So I'm just kind of checking. It's roughly 1 in 4, seeing how common that feels. And the discount amount is only like 10% off, which is not very much. It's a very small amount off. But if I skip the match. So essentially it's like maybe 5 gold off to start by default. Very minor sale. But as you get more currency, these on sale. Let's see. Feels a lot less common now. Trying to find a legendary being on sale. Oh, here we go. Okay. So normally this is around like 90 to 110. So the fact that it's on sale for 85 is like, not bad. It's like cheaper than, it's like, something. Cool. And then after every game now, you earn meta currency. So if I go to my upgrades, you can see I have some more. And I'm going to increase the discount amount and the discount chance. So you can spend your currency to upgrade these meta upgrades. And I'm actually just going to cheat and grant. Skip ahead. 75% and 30% for the discount amount. Hop into a run and let's see. Let's test it out. Okay, so 30% off and a 75% chance to see it. I mean, that's pretty good odds already. Like, okay, so now there's one where it's not. It is very likely to be on sale. Almost feels more often, like more likely than 75%. That's just how RNG goes. Okay. So skip ahead. It's only 30% off, which is not a lot. But for commons, it's really not that much, but for rares, it can make a difference. And then skip ahead to the next match as well. For a legendary, this would be much more impactful. If I can get one. If you have specific items at certain percentages, does that mean you are incentivizing the player to pick certain items? I am. I mean, there's a lot of complex math behind it. I won't even say complex math. It's just data. But basically, every item has a weight, so a percentage chance that it appears. And they also have a price associated with them. So the legendaries are normally more expensive, but there are some legendaries, in fact, like this 1-up. The 1-up's actually cheaper than normal legendaries because it only works once. So it's slightly cheaper. And there's some rare items that are just not as good as commons, but they're better than commons, but not as good as other rares. So they're just slightly cheaper. I can show you here. In the upgrade section, I have a cost asset. So I have these different costs. Common cheap, common expensive. Then I have legendary, rare expensive. I don't have a rare cheap because I just use common expensive if I want that. But yeah, different cost assets. They are randomized slightly, but better items typically cost more. And there are some items that I want to be rarer because they're supposed to be special. And in fact, there's one really awesome item in the game. It's called Exodia. And there's the barrel of Exodia and the handle of Exodia, like 2 gun parts. If you get both of them on the same unit, then they fuse together and form a weapon called Exodia, which is like the most powerful weapon in the whole game. But those 2 items are rarer than normal items, the barrel and the handle, because I don't want it to be like every game you're going to get Exodia. Like I want it to be a very rare special thing. So if you find one, you can like hold on to it in hopes that you'll get, you find the barrel, you hope that you get the handle so you can get Exodia. It feels really cool. And then the other thing is there are some synergies, like there's the death synergy which plays off of units dying. There's I keep getting baited by Exodia. I mean, it's RNG. Yeah, what can I say? It's RNG. But it is super fun. I playtested with somebody in person. I went to an indie meetup, and his first run, so like ever seeing the game, he actually got both and got Exodia, and it feels like it spoils it a little bit when you see it on your first run. It's like supposed to be really special. So that's actually also why a lot of game developers control randomness and do things like maybe I don't show those like Exodia items on your first run, and I hold it for future runs. So there's other things I can do. But yeah, there's other synergies like, say, for example, the status effect synergy, where you deal more damage based on the number of status effects you apply. And it has a bunch of other items that apply, do stuff with status effects. That requires me to add a lot of status effects to make them interesting. But if I bloat the pool with just a ton of status effects, that makes that build like more common to appear, and it makes it a safer bet. So people would kind of subtly be influenced to pick that one more. So I actually make the status effect items less likely because there are more of them. And yeah, so being able to control that randomness, specifically to de-incentivize people from picking certain items, like it helps. It's a tool to allow me as a designer to control what builds are more and less likely to appear. Now I'm trying to roll until, oh, there we go. So 70% off on a firework, or sorry, 30% off on a firework, getting it down to 60. Yeah, I mean, obviously not ideal, but that's why you finish out a run and then you upgrade. You might want to upgrade this to 50%. Now makes the discounts a little bit better. Okay. Currency per match plus 0. Oh, I didn't realize I had that as a plus 0. Should upgrade that to test that as well. How much do I normally get in the first match? Let's see. I pull up the match data. I should be getting 70, but then I just added extra, so it should say more than 70. Yeah, now it says earn 90 currency. Cool. Awesome. So the last upgrade I need to implement is the critter health one. But the problem with that is the way the health is pulled right now is that it defaults to a static number, and that number is used in PvP as well. So do I want to restructure how that works? Or do I want to just slap in an override value? Take a look. If I go to the game manager, we initialize the campaign. At this point, I could read the meta progression data because I know at this moment it's a campaign game. So I could read the players' data. Oh, but I can't do that because this is before the team is created. What's the best way to override that data? Also feels a little bad starting with 3 health because it's just way harder. Like I can't imagine somebody winning a game like that. But I like having some potentially very powerful meta progression. So what are my options? I could do conditional checks when I create. I could do conditional checks in the logic that spawns a unit. That feels bad. I'd rather keep that completely agnostic of any game mode information. I could pass in the data, make like an override, a health override. Let me take a look at that function. So when we create the unit, we do have a starting items. So I could also provide a starting health. And I do think that could be used in other places. It could be useful. Where do I actually set the health? Oh, probably in here, initialize. Yeah, so I set the health in here to data.health. So instead, maybe this function takes the starting health. That way here, when I override their health, I maybe don't even need this. Yeah, that could work. I'll give it a try. Let's see. We have team index starting items. Just insert in here. Int starting health. Starting max health. Pass that into the initialize function here. Add that as a parameter. And then this function, create shooter team, should probably take the entire, or the starting health for the entire team. So the first step here, when we create the teams, we pull that data. Where does that data come from? I actually forget. Might just be on the unit, actually. Yeah, so that'll be back in the factory. Yeah, it's just attached. Okay. So I don't even have access to that in the game manager. I could expose it though. So in my game manager singleton, I need access to the data. So when we create the teams, int starting max health. So in PPP, we pull static data from the scriptable object. In campaign, we pull it from metadata, meta progression. Okay, so we got their starting health from the progression data, and then we pass that into here. And now in here, we also have this other function, create shooter, which has a lot of references. We have enemy level, we have enemy health. There's a get health function here. And we can pass that into the create shooter function here. I can actually finally get rid of that max health function. Awesome. For the victory state, to set their health, because I don't really care what their health is here. I don't really care what their health is. Hello, welcome. I'm currently hooking up some logic to my roguelike campaign to your other account. But yeah, I'm currently hooking up a meta progression system to my campaign roguelike mode. And I'm working on getting the starting health of the units to be different based on meta currency. So yeah, I'm working on setting the starting health. I don't really care what their starting health is in this moment for the victory state, so I'm just going to hardcode that to 2 for now. And then this is extra unit when it spawns. Something here, I must set the health to be starting health. Hey, okay, so welcome, Alex. Yeah, I am currently working on meta progression for the mode, for the roguelike. And so I'm setting the starting unit health. Yeah, this is the extra unit item, so I guess here I'll just do shooter or extra unit. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, but this is a general item. Yeah, so I'll just do that for now. Okay, theoretically that should work. Yeah, so I hooked up the meta progression today for everything except the health, and now that's what I'm testing right now is the health. You're currently working Anime Boston. You don't have your headphones. It's all good, man. I mean, thanks for stopping by, even though you're working Anime Boston. That's crazy. I mean, how's Anime Boston going? I saw some was like photos of some of the stuff, like behind the scenes or some booths or whatever. But I didn't even realize it was happening this weekend. But that's cool. I know WonderCon in Anaheim is also happening this weekend at the Anaheim Convention Center. Running some panels, nice. I'm guessing you got like a cool behind the scenes. Oh, well, running the panels, as in like on stage. That's awesome. If you're just like working them, even that's cool too. Like getting some behind stage view. But yeah, like WonderCon was this weekend, which is a Comic-Con in the Anaheim Convention Center, which is the same convention center as BlizzCon. And I felt like I just walking around the convention, I was just getting advertised to. All the booths were just trying to sell me things. Felt a little awkward. But yeah, I like Anime Expo and some of those bigger conventions a little bit more. Not moderating, just helping with tech stuff and mics. That's still cool. Again, you get to see the behind the scenes stuff. You get to help out. Did you get to, like, what were the panels? Were they voice actors or was it like community discussion type stuff? I'm gonna run this, hop into a run real quick and make sure that this actually works. And it did not, I got a crash, awesome. Oh, because I forgot to hook up something. I gotta hop over to the game scene real quick. One panel was the English voice actor for Jolene, awesome. Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Oh wait. Hold on. So it was Jolene and Shinji were playing Smash Bros versus the crowd? Or was that like all separate panels? That's awesome. If there's like anime voice actors playing Smash Bros, that's really funny. Especially if there's like some pro Smash player is in the crowd. Just like randomly Tweak is there and then he goes and starts destroying everyone. That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Although you would think like if they're a voice actor, are they really that good? Or who knows, maybe they're amazing. Still fun to play with them. Okay, so I forgot to hook up that data. Now that that's hooked up, hop back over here. They won most of the games. 2v2. Was it two like... So they were on a team versus two random audience people on a team. You'd still expect, like, if you're going to go up on stage and play Smash Bros, like, if you're in the audience, and you're claiming like, oh man, I'm gonna go embarrass myself by losing at Smash on stage. Like you'd think that you'd want to do it. Like you'd pretty much only want to go up if you were good, right? Or maybe you're just a huge fan. I don't know. Yeah, that is cool. Or maybe they were just letting the voice actors win, you know? Maybe they got too starstruck. Okay, so if I hop into this game... wait, does it say I have 1 health? What? I'm supposed to have 3 health. Yeah, the value is 3. Why is it only 1? Default value should be 3. I guess I need a breakpoint for this. The con's over here in teardown mode, waiting to be told to move stuff. I mean, do you get to, I guess if the convention's over, but if you got some behind the scenes stuff, did you have a chance to walk around and take a look at any booths behind the scenes? Because that's always fun as well. I remember, you know, just like even at BlizzCon or whatever, after the show shuts down, walking around and seeing all the stuff, like going behind the scenes, taking a look. The shift was only from 2 to 8. 6 hours, I mean, that's a long shift, but it's good that you have extra time to walk around. 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. I mean, it's not 2 a.m. now, so I guess it shut down early. That was probably just yesterday then, like shut down early today. Ends early on Sunday, makes sense. Got to give people time to clean up and get out the next day. You know, people who are flying in just want to, you know, get their flights on Monday and not have to stay there until 2 a.m. Okay, so if I click play here, I'll hit a breakpoint. I'll step into this function here. Current level is 0. It does not contain it, so I'm going to upgrade for level 0. So it returns the default value. Default value is 3. Starting health should be 3. Oh, yeah, 3 hearts. I'm stupid. Saw I was doing this yesterday and wanted to share an idea. Happy to take any ideas, yeah. As a side note, health is represented as an integer, but you can have half health. It's like half a heart of health. And so all of the health values are actually like number from 1 to 10. 10 is actually 5 hearts because it's 2 half hearts. So I had just now stupidly said 3 health, forgetting that 3 meant 1.5 hearts. So that's why it was only showing 1 heart. Mega Man style bosses that have the most powerful unlocks. Oh man, this YouTube chat thing is like blocking the text. It's so annoying. Mega Man style bosses that have the most powerful unlocks, so you have to be able to beat them to get it. Okay. For some reason my YouTube chat has this like stupid little heart thing that's blocking some of the words. Yeah, so Mega Man style bosses, and then you have the unlocks. Someone else suggested not so much the Mega Man stuff, but they were saying like, oh, what if the bosses had like a legendary weapon, like a rocket launcher, and then you killed them, you beat the boss, and then you get the rocket launcher, and now you can use the rocket launcher. Like that stuff is cool. The unlocks. I like that in general. In terms of like building out large scale boss fights, I love the idea of the large scale boss fights, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to do it in terms of, oh, sorry, I saw my breakpoint. That's why this is frozen. I don't think that I'm going to be able to make large scale boss fights that are very bespoke and unique and cool. Say for example, like the things that I want you to unlock are synergies. Like you unlock the status effect synergy, or you unlock the sharpshooter synergy, different synergies and stuff. And so it'd be cool if, you know, there was a final boss that was like, this is the sharpshooter boss. And maybe that boss like spawns a bunch of snipers around you. And once you take them out, then you get the sharpshooter synergy, which is a whole bunch of items related to sniping. And maybe I could do something like that, but it would require me to make a whole bunch of unique boss fights. And while that is really cool, I'm trying to be very lean and efficient with how I'm structuring my bosses. So maybe there's a way I can get there. It's kind of weird looking. The way the lights kind of come out horizontally and then go up. I just noticed that. Your idea is more like you unlock as a path. There are multiple paths. So you kind of play out your run. Oh, you see what you will unlock as a path. So you choose. Wait, you see what, like I understand the idea of Slay the Spire map, right? Or like a Hades map where you can see what node you get next and you can plan out your run. I was kind of specifically not doing that just because of the scope. But what do you mean in terms of like unlocks? Because I get that for the run. I mean, that's just straight up how like Hades does it, for example. It says like, oh, this is Zeus, and Zeus will give you some ability. And you're like, I want to do a Zeus build, so I'm going to go the Zeus path and try to get Zeus items. In terms of building out this whole like robust roguelike style map, maybe that's something I do in like a future version, and yeah, something like that. But I was kind of modeling it more after something like Hearthstone Dungeon Run, where you just go through a bunch of fights and then between you kind of have a shop, but you don't have much of a say. Even like Hearthstone Battlegrounds, even, where you get some of that synergy stuff, and the synergy is like, you don't exactly have control over picking your synergies. You kind of have to work with what you get. So yeah, I mean, the other thing with a map is if I had nodes on a map that weren't fights, like for example, in Hearthstone Mercenaries or Slay the Spire or whatever, there's other maps or nodes on the maps that are not combat. They're like shop faces and whatnot. Building out that system and everything, like I literally built the map for Hearthstone Mercenaries, so I know how complex some of that stuff can be, and I just am not willing to commit that amount of effort right now. But congrats, Christian, on your second win. Is that your second win on Beast mode, or is that second win on Critter mode? And how many losses did it take you to get to your second win? I'm curious. Mostly for balancing reasons. Critter mode? How many times did you lose Critter mode? Because that will help inform me. Okay, 4 losses. I feel like you shouldn't be losing that often on Critter mode, so I should probably make it easier. Are you normally making it to the 4th match? Is it like just the 4th match is really, really hard? Or is it like sometimes the 3rd match as well? Yeah, always get to 4th. Yeah, I feel like on the 4th, I noticed sometimes units will just get like multiple legendaries and they just deal crazy amounts of damage and there's nothing you can do. So I kind of need to balance that a little bit better. I think the fourth match just scales up way too fast. If I go to my meta upgrades and I buy 4 health, hop in here. Ghost bullet combos. Yeah, they have the sniper invisibility. Wait, are you saying that AI use ghost bullets? I don't... Oh, I guess... Oh, and they just shoot you through cover? Huh. I feel like I haven't really seen much of that, but that makes sense. Because they could just kind of shoot you through cover. That is funny. That AI just sniping you through walls. It's so, like, it's BM. My goal is, I'm going to change the fourth match to be more waves and not really any legendaries. Like the really powerful legendaries, like the firework, Gatling gun, and rocket launcher. I'm going to have those be like reserved for the final boss character. So on the final wave of the final match, you're going to get like a boss character that has a legendary weapon and they're bigger. So they're like taller, just like their body's scaled up, and then maybe they have a crown or something, and they're like the big bad boss. You want to take them down, but they have the legendary weapon rather than just random units just having these legendaries. Oh, Joey's there? Nice. Tell him I say hi too. I haven't seen him in a long time, but awesome to see that, you know, more WPI people are hanging out in Boston area. But yeah, so seems like the health here works. The problem is on the menu here, it still shows 5 hearts. So that's the last little piece I have to implement. I guess that's just here, the info card. I forget. There's setup for shooter, and then there's setup for unit data. Here we go. Where does this come from? This is the campaign panel. Oh. Yeah, set up the health from there. That comes from there. So I might just want to do int health. Max health? See what happens there. So rather than taking it from that. Oh. That's all that's used for, actually. So I could just get rid of that. Replace it with max health entirely. And then when we show the card, this is on the campaign panel. So we'll grab the health from the data. I can do that up here. Get the unit health from meta progression. Where did I do that before? Basically right here. Go back. Self. Awesome. So if I kill this, refresh, that should work now. I'm actually going to jot down that I need to make critter difficulty easier. So take a note. I want Here's a difficulty match for easier. I forget, was there something else I wanted to do before I push the new build? Maybe not. I think meta progression was the last thing on my plate. Maybe some balancing. I did add 2 new items yesterday after stream. 2 new items around the synergy of the status effect synergy. I haven't really tested them yet. So I'll do some extra testing on those. But after this meta progression thing, maybe it might be ready to push. Though I guess I could also make critter difficulty easier. Let me take a look at the match data. I guess it wouldn't be match data, it'd be wave buckets. Very hard wave bucket. We have these waves. They always have 3 enemies. Sniper shield, yeah, basic random maybe. Take a look at basic random. So there's an enemy type called basic random, which just kind of has random items. I want to make sure that they don't have legendaries. So that should help make it a little bit easier. Taking a look at this data here. Yeah, so this is saying health by difficulty. So on critter difficulty, they spawn with 8 health, which is 4 hearts. And then they get 2 random weapons of this list. And on the list is machine gun, rocket launcher, and fireworks. So I'm actually going to remove these. And then they also get stealth piercing freeze. So I think maybe freeze is fine. Get rid of homing. One up? Yeah. Someday I'll get rid of the basic random enemy. This enemy archetype is just right now a placeholder to add extra variety to the game. But what I want to do is make a bunch of different bespoke enemies. Like right now I have the shield, I have the sniper, I have the knights. So I want more of those, which are like centered around a specific build. And then I'll mix those in, and then I can kind of stop relying on this basic random to fill in the gaps. So random weapons, so it gets 1 basic weapon plus additional items. Rather than giving them 2 weapons, I'd rather just give them 1. Sniper's fine. Grenade could be fine. Yeah, I guess the rest are okay. So 1 item each. 1 weapon each. I also didn't like how sometimes they spawn with 2 weapons. And then if they equipped, they it would look like they have 1 weapon, and then suddenly they switch to a second one and you weren't expecting it. Feels a little bad. So that should be okay. So they're going to have 2 random power-ups as a legendary on the final phase of the match. And the 3rd match, it seems. And then everything else, they only have 1. So that seems fair. So a slight nerf to the basic random there. I should open up the legendary guy as well. Give them one weapon as well. Cool. And then the legendary weapon guy has no random weapon. So he has one random weapon. Okay. That's good enough for now, but I'll go through when I add the boss character. I'll go through and I'll make that a special wave. And I'll be tweaking that to get rid of the legendary items. But yeah, good for now. Yep, okay, so the health now shows 4. As I wanted. Still shows 4. Awesome. If I upgrade to 5, what does it look like? Oops. Wait, I didn't actually mean that. Upgrade to 5. That is actually a really dangerous button to have, the upgrade. Reset upgrades. So what I'm going to do is add a confirmation dialogue. That's just funny. Copy that function. That's on the meta upgrade panel. So over here in the meta upgrade panel, when I reset, do a confirmation. I don't actually think I need to save it, just do a create. So I need player input. Is there anywhere else that I do this? Where do I get the player input? That is unfortunate. It's just annoying. I get player input 0. confirm reset upgrades. Okay, so the last thing we need is the player input somehow. Need to rewire.players. Re-input. Players at 0. Does that work? Probably not. Get player maybe? Get player 0. Okay. Let's see if this works. So I added a confirmation to the reset button. So if you try to reset your upgrades, you now have to confirm before it works. There we go. So if I go to upgrades, reset, there we go. Got the confirmation. Are you sure you want to reset your upgrades? Cancel or reset. If I click confirm, there we go. Give myself a ton of money. It burns out quick. Awesome. There we go. Meta upgrades or meta progression is now complete, it seems. And I made critter mode slightly easier. Yeah, some of these might change or whatever, but I think that covers what I set out to do today. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to do was, I think probably the last thing, test the, I wanted to test the new items I added yesterday. So I'm gonna open up the game scene. And I have a little thing here where I can add items. So, not sharpshooter. Was it status effect 3 and status effect 4? So did laser beam. Also, I want to see Heal this unit for half of the damage dealt on each shot. Healing 5. I feel like I've never seen that, so I just want to make sure that it's actually in the pool. If we go to campaign, upgrades, buckets. Should be in here somewhere. Healing 5. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Cool. And just to double check, status effect 3, that is heal 1 heart every time you apply a status effect to somebody. And then this one says units deal 1 less damage on their next shot. Cool. So that's what I'm testing. Taking a while to load, but we'll get there. I'm probably going to be ending stream shortly. Doing a final wrap up here. Okay, let's see. We have... Oh, that's the wrong guy. Wait, are any of these right? I think it's this guy. Huh? Wait, which unit has the item? Oh, here. Heal 1 heart every time you apply a status effect to someone. So first, I want to take some damage. Oh, he's wearing armor. It's annoying. Let's remove the armor for faster testing. I can also do, whatever. So give this a try. I'm going to shoot my own unit, and then theoretically applying a status effect should heal him. So by shooting somebody else, it should heal. Here we go. So shoot you. Weird. Why did it do no damage? Oh, one. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Take some damage. So now if I shoot somebody, I should heal 1 heart. Did I really miss that shot? That's insane. Okay, try it again. Okay, so damage you for 1. I heal. Yes, I did heal. And this guy has the status effect, which doesn't have an icon, but... What does that say? X0? That's kind of weird. Why does it say X0? Yeah, it says X0. renaming this to Weakened. I thought of that as a better name. Why would it be X0? Status effect 4. Oh, status effect ticks to apply should be 1. So theoretically, this should do 0. Now it became -1. Awesome. Funny. Okay, so if I shoot you, he should now be reduced damage. So he deals 1 extra for headshots, then -1 because I'm weakened. So I should do 1 for the headshot. Yes. There we go. Looks like it does work. Now, after I fix all the other things. Yeah, maybe I should rename this one to Weakening Ammo. It's at least a little bit clearer what it is. Cool. So just typing a git commit message here. Add to status effect items. Awesome. Okay, so with that done, I think I'm probably going to end stream. So let's see. I mean, in terms of accomplishments for this stream, I got the meta progression done. I balance tested and fixed those 2 status effect items that I just added. And yeah, so the meta progression UI is working. It's all hooked up. You can earn currency. So all of that is good. I made the match 4 of creator difficulty just a tiny bit easier. So tomorrow, or maybe even later tonight after dinner, I might do some more balance testing. Try to get it, you know, try to figure out with the meta currency, or the meta progression currency stuff that I have now, can I beat critter difficulty as a new player coming in? Or is it still too hard? And if it's too hard, that's fine, because you earn that currency, which you can then use on upgrades. So that's the test. Once I check, yeah, if I push it, I mean, I could honestly push it tonight if you want to do some testing. It's just, I mean, I could even push it like right now. But the question more is like, I mean, is it like, so I totally guesstimated. I've never even done a run with this data. So It's entirely possible that it's just so out of place. It's like maybe way, way, way harder than it should be. But I mean, hey, if you want to do free testing for me, awesome. Like happy to push it. So yeah, I guess I'll end stream. I'm worried, like, can I even just, I wonder if I can build while I'm streaming, or if it would like crash. Because it's worth a test. Even just changing to Windows build is taking a while. But yeah, so my plans for the future. I want to test this, do some runs, make sure it's good. And then I want to try to make some new enemy types. Just for some extra variety there. And try... I want to try to narrow down what the campaign challenges are. Because I feel like some of them are just not good, and there's some in there that are obvious placeholders. And so if I can eliminate the placeholders, maybe cut it down to 12 and just focus on the good ones, and really focus in... I want the campaign challenges to focus on synergies. So, not like require you to use a specific synergy, but if there's one that's maybe not so good in other challenges, maybe you've never used it before, but now it's so obviously better compared to all the others. That's the kind of thing that is interesting. It seems like it failed to build. Did it maybe timeout? I don't know. Let me try again. It might just be that my computer resources are being too bogged down by streaming. I know, it's telling me there are script errors. Which is weird because I just ran the game and it was fine. Okay, I'll investigate the build issues. I'll try to push a build later. And, yeah, any testing is appreciated. I'll probably do some balance testing myself later tonight. And if not later tonight, maybe I'll stream again either tomorrow or in the near future and do some testing. Focus on those challenges, try to get them polished, and maybe do some more enemy types. But yeah, so thank you everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Christian, for playtesting and giving me live feedback. And anybody who's watching this on the VOD, check the description for, well, definitely look up Crossfire on Steam, wishlist it. Check the description for links to the Discord if you want to be included in future playtests of the campaign roguelike mode, which is super fun. As I was saying, I need a lot of balance testing, so anybody who wants to jump in there, whether you like tactics games or don't like tactics games, if you've played a lot, happy to get feedback from all different types of players. And yeah, so join that Discord, wishlist the game on Steam, and I'll see you again in a future stream. Goodbye.